The High Seas. Chapter 1. The Queen. I woke up on my feather bed with my black tabby cat named Whiskey. He was licking my face and pawing at me. Meow. I opened my blue eyes and scratched my blonde mustache. Hello, Whiskey. Ready for the open sea. We are scheduled to meet with the Queen in 20 minutes. I took the blue silk blanket off and put out the fire from last night. I got my beige leather boots on with my blue wool trousers. I put on the nicest white button-up with my black sailing hat and took out my black glasses as well as my black satin handkerchief. My outfit, I hoped, was good enough to see the Queen, and I took a look at myself in the mirror. Okay, Arthur, are you ready to see the Queen? How about you, Whiskey? He was grooming his paw and he looked at me in the eyes. He was ready. Bernard, ready the carriage. We're off to see the Queen. Bernard nodded. He was balding, but had curly brown hair and hazel eyes compared to my long blonde ponytail. He was my butler and also the captain of my ship. Bernard had my cane ready. It had just come from the shop. The ivory white handle and gold tip, and the wood was polished hickory. Morning, sir. She'll require the manifest for their majesty. Or perhaps your pocket watch. It just came back from the shop. Bernard was always perfectly astute about work. Both, Bernard. Now have you gathered the other two for the crew? Both Samantha and Nathan are required. The cargo is tea, gold, and Davini technology, something called a light. Apparently Davini has been working with something called raw power. Bernard nodded. He whistled and the other two of them came in. Both had blue eyes and were wearing uniform with the best sails around. The black hats matched the brothers and sisters' black braided hair. They had on blue coats with silk white dress shirts and black trousers. They had on black leather boots and each was smoking from an ivory pipe. Hello, Arthur, we're on God's precious earth we're off to today. Samantha always made me chuckle. She was so blunt and direct. Bernard gave each sibling a copy of the manifest. Nathan took out his monocle to read as his left eye was partially blind. Hello, Kay, we're bringing at least 50 ships worth of tea, gold, and what the hell's a light? I took out the device and opened the baby blue wool curtain. It was a flat base on the device with gold interwoven into the glass panel and something called a circuit. And Davini had told me to put it in the sunlight. It was cool stainless steel and it suddenly started to blink a red light and make a sound. I recognised that tune. It was an old sea shanty. Oh, and who doesn't love a drink? I know I do. Otherwise, all your crew seems to stink. Oh, boo-hoo. How was it playing music? What the hell is this thing, Bernard? Nathan asked a serious question. It's the newest technology around. It's called a Davini Device. It's a musical instrument as well as a map and something called a radio. Nathan and Samantha both came up to look at it. Samantha nodded. This will fuel the empire. The Queen will rule over Britannia forever. I looked at my silver pocket watch. Bernard, let's get going. The Queen would not like us to be tardy. Nathan, Samantha, take your horses to the palace. I handed each of them a new steel sword which they put into their belts. We'll do, Arthur. We'll see both there and his uniqueness ready to sail. I've been dying to go on another trip, as well as Nathan. Bernard opened the bubbled glass window and the sea breeze wafted in. He pointed down to the dock. Both siblings' eyes went wide as they saw the finished-built Stornoway. We had Sven build it. Cost an arm and a leg, but well worth his craftsmanship, don't you agree, Bernard? He nodded. Okay, let's get going. The Queen will grow impatient if we delay. We walked out of my English cottage and I took the skeleton key to lock the door. All four of us walked onto the cobblestone walkway. Bernard went to the oak barn to grab Mrs. the horse. Nathan and Samantha got their horses and rushed towards the palace. So the carriage is ready? I nodded as Bernard opened the door and I stepped up into it. The red satin cushions felt comfortable and the click-clack of the horse's hooves on the cobblestone was a soothing sound. Bernard sat up and the carriage lurched forward. Hee-yah! Come on, miss, we shall not be late due to you. Sorry for the slow start, sir. It was no problem as long as the Queen wasn't delayed. I took out a new smoking device called a blunt. It had tobacco from a place called Kentucky and something called weed from Massachusetts. I lit up and oh boy, the feeling was immaculate. I had soon made the inside of the carriage hot with smoke. I opened the door a bit and the smoke cleared out. Smells good, sir. I opened the window and gave him the remainder of the blunt. It is, just take small hits. It's very pure and potent. Ah, to hell with it. Finish it off. You've earned it, my friend. He nodded, and the siblings were ahead of us by a few hundred yards. And there it was, the palace. The woodwork was being finished by Sandeep, the finest woodworker from India. The gold and ivory statues of the current King and Queen, Her Majesty Sandra the First. The pillars of marble were being finalised and the royal garden was being tended to. The palace was being built by slaves. Sandra had tried to free them, but the king wouldn't allow it. Charles V was 59 and dying. Sandra had told me in confidence that they would be freed as soon as he passed away, as in her words, God didn't want any of his children to be enslaved, not a single one. She was much nicer than her mother, but I'd never tell her that, as Sandra's lineage was far too proud. Okay, sir, we're here. The twins have arrived as well, and are in the court now. We've made it with 2 minutes to spare. Bernard hopped down and opened the door. He helped me down and we walked towards the high guard. Thomas was his name. Hello, Thomas, just here for the Queen. He nodded and was wearing a black dress shirt with the royal colours of burgundy for his jacket and pants. He held his musket on his right shoulder and his sword on his left side. Hello there, Arthur. A mistake. Be careful with the king. He's a bit forgetful and ornery today. I nodded and he let us in. Thomas opened the large white oak doors and we walked into the newly finished grey marble flooring. Time was of the essence and the presence of royalty was of the utmost importance. My head was spinning from the blood and I just started to chuckle, taking a breath before composing myself. Then we got to the top of the stairway and the door was slightly ajar. Ready, sir? I nodded. I'm ready and let's start the negotiations.